Oh, whoa, whoa. Is there something different about the image today? What's going on? What's going on? Is there something different? Oh my goodness. What could be completely different about this image right now? I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, okay? I know what it is. I got my eyebrows redone a little bit, that's all. New hair, a little bit. Nothing else out of the ordinary. Nothing else. Hey you guys, it's MJ and welcome back to Pet Adventures again. So today I want to talk a little bit about corn snakes versus ball pythons. Yes, I don't know if I've made a video on this before, but either way, if I've done it before, it's getting redone. But I thought it was a great topic because I know a lot of you guys don't really know. A lot of people tend to choose between crested gecko, leopard gecko, corn snake versus ball pythons. And I kind of want to touch base on that and kind of give you guys a little taste of what I think. I don't know if my opinion matters to you, but I'm guessing if it did, maybe that's why you clicked on it. I don't really know why you clicked on this at this point. You know, just bear with me here, okay? There's gonna be a lot of babbling. Subscribe. And just so you know, if you're here to hear one snake is better than the other, you're not gonna hear that because there is no such thing. Snakes are great no matter what. They all have their individual personalities and you should love them for who they are. They never judged you, so don't be judgmental back, okay? Don't judge by its scales, okay? Don't judge by its reputation, okay? Judge for yourself and don't be judgmental. Who made you the judge? I'm getting back to the regular video where I'm not trying to be funny, but not actually being funny. Yeah, let's continue. This guy is trolling me today. What you doing? Also, don't forget to check out our social medias down below. We are super social and we love you guys and we love to connect. So check them out. And of course, if you decide to subscribe, don't forget to ding that bell so you can be notified every time I make a video. So without further ado, let's learn about some pets and snakes. So the first thing I want to say is corn snakes are more active than ball pythons. This is a big factor in finding out which snake is right for you. So for me, when I experienced a lot of corn snakes and a lot of ball pythons, I did, however, find out that later on, ball pythons were gonna be the snake for me because I interacted with a lot of different corn snakes and they were all so sweet, but I didn't like the activeness that they had. They're so hyper, they don't sit still, they always wanna get out of their cage. And I'm telling you, they do need a bigger cage than ball pythons because of how active they are. If they have, like, the smaller the cage they're in, the more they go crazy about it. So I am saying right now that, you know, if you're not into that, if you want a snake that you can easily display a lot more, that's super slow moving, then ball pythons are for you. If you want something that is a little more active and that's gonna do a little more for the camera and things like that, let's say you like a snake that's active for the purposes of filming it. It does more when you film. For instance, when you film a ball python, they're kind of just sitting there and you don't really know what to film. Because like sometimes I find myself trying to kind of nudge Phoenix to move for footage purposes. I try to nudge him a little bit so he'll do something because most of the time he lays there for a while. So if whatever you're into, that is a big factor in finding out what is the right snake for you. Another thing I have to say, look into the fact that corns are daytime animals and ball pythons are not. I can definitely say for a fact that ball pythons are so much more active during the night and corn snakes are usually less active during the night and very active during the day. So they're kind of daytime snakes. They are also more active because they're up when we're up. but it's a big factor in finding that out. If you like something that you can chill with a little more at night, you can get a ball python. If you need something you want to chill with a little more during the day, you can get a corn. It really depends on what your lifestyle is and what you're looking for. But for me, it didn't really matter. The overall chillness of a ball python is what I liked. But I will say that ball pythons are so much more active at night. If I handle Phoenix like much later in the night, he is just ready to go. And sometimes I'll hear him bumping around in his cage, trying to go up to the top of the tub because he wants to get out, because that's what he does at night. For instance, also, like, I'll hear him and I'll hear my crested gecko and then my gargoyle gecko all jumping around, all making noise at night a little bit, because they're all nighttime animals. So if that is something that you're kind of into, or something, I don't know, maybe you don't even care, but I don't know. But if that is something that you need to factor into your life, maybe you're a nighttime person, they are up more at night, but if you're a daytime person, corns are up a lot during the day. So yeah, it just kind of depends. Now, another thing that I want to say is, and this is a big one, if you're kind of new to snakes in general, ball pythons are hard to feed. So when I say that, I mean they are hard to feed. Luckily, I didn't have a problem with feeding. I luckily got a snake that eats a lot. But I used to feed a lot of ball pythons back in the day when I worked at that exotic pet shop that I used to work at. And most of the ball pythons would not eat. We'd have so many that would not eat. And the crazy thing is like when ball pythons are under a lot of stress, they will not eat. So don't even bother feeding them when you first get them. I'm telling you, it's very unlikely that they'll eat. He didn't eat for like the first 2 months that I had him. There were times when I actually had to assist feed him because he would not eat himself. Eat himself. Are you gonna eat yourself? I don't think so. Poor choice of words. But yeah, they're super finicky eaters. It can be a huge problem when getting a snake in general. So if that's not something you think you can handle, definitely get corn snakes. It's definitely a true thing. You'll hear a lot of people say this and you may wonder if it's true or not, but it is. It truly, truly, truly is a real thing. Corn snakes will eat like that. I have fed so many, it's not just corn snakes though, corn snakes, milk snakes, all those kinds of colubrids, non-constrictors, that kind of stuff. A lot of them have an easier time eating. They're just willing to eat a lot more. King snakes, so hungry. The feeding response is off the chart. I'm telling you, king snakes, they eat so much that sometimes they accidentally bite their owners a little bit because it's like a feeding response. They're so hungry that they're always thinking about food. But when it comes to ball pythons, it is so annoying. Like, they will go a long time without eating, and luckily it's not gonna kill your snake if they don't go, like, they can go months without eating. Luckily it can't kill your snake, but over time it can be a huge issue, and obviously you got to get them to eat eventually. And let me just say, it's a lot worse when they're babies. When you have a ball python that just won't eat when they're young, that is super duper normal. The older they get, the easier it is, and that is what I discovered personally with ball pythons, especially my guy here. When I first got him, wouldn't eat. The whole few months he was here, it was so hard. And as he got older, it became much easier. And now, every time I feed him, eats. So I do recommend assist feeding if you know what you're doing, because it can kind of make them develop more of an appetite over time. That's at least my experience. He developed an appetite a lot more over time when I decided to assist feed him a few times. But keep in mind, sometimes it also has to do with the size that you're feeding. Sometimes if it's too small, they also won't eat it. Bottom line, it is a hassle sometimes to feed ball pythons, and it's not a hassle usually to feed corn snakes. So I'm sure you have, every now and then you'll have an exceptional corn snake that just decides to not eat, but it's not super likely. So keep that in mind. It may not be for you. I was super prepared for that to happen when I got a ball python. I did so much research, way too much research in the past over ball pythons, and I knew that he was going to be a finicky eater when I got him. I knew it was a likely thing because ball pythons are like that. They're just like that, especially when under stress. That's why so many don't eat in the pet shop, because they're always under stress because there's too many people. So yeah, just factor it into your life. Think about if it's something that is going to be a problem for you or if it isn't. Now, this is not something you hear every day, but another thing I want to say about corn snakes is they may need more space for ball pythons. The reason why I say this is because ball pythons, they don't move around in their cage very often, but corn snakes do. I believe that if something's moving around a lot in their cage, they should have the biggest cage you can give them. Now, when I say the biggest cage you can give them, I mean literally whatever space you have, buy the biggest cage you can. But that is something you need to factor in. They are slimmer than ball pythons, so ball pythons can be a little bit bigger, but they don't roam around too often, whereas corn snakes do. So factor in that if you're getting a corn snake, they may need more space, and ball pythons, they don't need that much space. I mean, they do, but not like corn snakes. In my opinion, if it's roaming around a lot, it needs more space. So factor it in. Think about if it's something, you know, either way, these guys can get up to 5 feet if it's a female and 3 to 4 feet if it's a male. So with these guys, they do get really large, so you still need a large-ish cage, but you definitely don't want to get something ginormous for a ball python. Unless you just want to, it's fine, but you don't have to. It's not something you have to do. But corn snakes are just so active, and sometimes they just never stop moving. And the same thing goes for like a lot of colubrids. So if you're getting king snake, milk snake, same thing. Same thing, girl, same thing. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom, nom. Nom, 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 nom. That feeling when you get rejected. And the last thing I want to talk about is factoring in that corn snakes are more likely to escape. So you really have to put latches on the tops of their cages, things that's gonna really keep that lid really down, or put something heavy on top of your cage. Just factor that in, that they're more likely to escape. You'd be surprised how much a snake can push. They can be stronger than they look. I have felt the strength of a corn snake, a fully grown corn snake, and it was actually hard to push it back into its cage because it was so desperate to get out, and it almost overpowered me a little bit. It was overwhelming, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, this thing is super like super active and super hyper and everything. So when I was doing that, I'm like, man, this thing is so much stronger than it looks. So keep in mind, you need to have a cage that is going to be locked shut. You know, keep in mind that they have a lot more capability of escaping. These guys can have the same strength, maybe more actually, because they get quite girthy, I don't know. But they don't choose to use it often. So I have felt a 5-foot female ball python. She was pretty strong, and she was super girthy. But overall, you know, corn snakes choose to use their power a lot more, their strength. They're strong little noodles, okay? But it's really up to you what you guys want to do. At the very core, all of this is up to you. There is no snake better than the other. You just got to choose what's right for your lifestyle, what's right for your personality, what's right for you in general. So whatever you're into is what you're going to pick. Obviously, I picked ball pythons because I am into chill animals. I have a heart attack with animals that are super skittish, that can escape me easy. I get so stressed out to the max. Like, so stressed out. When I first got my tarantula, never handled her because I was deathly afraid of losing her or crushing her or her just escaping. If you know tarantulas, those things are super quick. So I am the queen of freaking out when it comes to small little animals that can escape me easy. And this was a way out, okay? These guys are chill. They're not that fast. At least they choose to not be that fast. And it's gonna be like this all day, every day. This is the example of an LSD animal, okay? I'm just saying. Like, if you're a chill person, if you like Netflix and the couch, this is what you gotta get. If you want a little star that's gonna perform for you, that's gonna be awesome for your videos, get them corns, because they're all about that life. They're all about the superstar life, okay? So you just gotta choose, girl. Choose, choose, choose. And done. That is a crappy snap. I'm done here. I'm done with myself at this point. So, question of the day, what do you prefer? After watching this video, what do you prefer in snakes? Corns or ball pythons? Or maybe you're just gonna get both. I prefer doing that one. The more snakes, the better. It's more fun that way. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you love pets. And I'll see you guys next time.